There's rich, and then there's Priyanka Chopra, rich. We're talking about a woman who didn't just break glass ceilings. She built a mansion under the Hollywood sun and added a chandelier to remind them who did it first. Welcome to Priyanka Chopra's Los Angeles mansion, the $20 million paradise where Bollywood royalty and Hollywood glamour cohabitate peacefully, surrounded by panoramic views and perfectly curated candle scents. This isn't just a house. It's a statement that says, yes, I made it, and I made it fashionably. Now, before we stroll through her infinity pool like it's a runway, let's rewind. Because the story behind those marble floors and $10,000 light fixtures, it didn't start in Beverly Hills. It started in Jamshedpur, India, a steel town where dreams usually get melted down before they ever solidify. But Priyanka wasn't made of steel. She was made of fire, the kind that burns through expectations, stereotypes, and anything labeled impossible. At 13, she was just a brown girl in an American high school, bullied for her accent and skin tone. Today, she's a global powerhouse with a mansion that literally overlooks the city that once doubted her. Life's poetic like that, when you can see the Hollywood sign from your living room. Her rise wasn't overnight. It was meticulously engineered. In 2000, she wins Miss World at 19. 19. Most of us at 19 are still trying to figure out how to microwave ramen without setting off the smoke alarm. Priyanka, meanwhile, is collecting crowns like it's an Olympic sport. That victory wasn't about beauty, it was about belonging. The world didn't hand her a seat at the table, so she built her own, furnished it with Italian marble, and threw a dinner party for the elite. Fast forward 2 decades, and the small-town girl from India now owns real estate that could make Bruce Wayne consider a move to Encino. This 20,000-square-foot modern fortress sits high in the hills. Sleek, minimalist, drenched in sunlight. Glass walls, floating staircases, and an infinity pool that looks like it was designed to reflect ambition itself. 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, because apparently when you're Priyanka Chopra, 1 bathroom per mood is just the bare minimum. And the design? Effortless sophistication. Imagine walking into a space that feels like serenity took a yoga class with luxury. Soft neutrals, caramel wood, and creamy textures so smooth you'd think they were photoshopped. There's even a massive painting of palm trees glowing at sunset above a marble fireplace. A California dream framed by a global icon's reality. But let's be clear, Priyanka didn't just buy a mansion, she manifested one. Every inch of that space is a visual autobiography. The minimalism whispers, I've arrived. The grandeur screams, and I'm not leaving. Inside the heart of the home is a kitchen that could make Gordon Ramsay go silent out of respect. Matte black cabinets, professional-grade appliances, and a 12-seater dining table built for international cuisine diplomacy. One night it's Indian curry simmering on the stove. The next it's sushi and Sauvignon Blanc under golden pendant lights. Because why pick one culture when you can elegantly dominate both? Even her den has personality. A cozy space with books, scripts, and a cheeky neon sign that reads, "More faster now." It's practically her life motto. Here's a woman who doesn't just move fast, she moves strategically. That's where she and Nick Jonas unwind, surrounded by shelves of ambition and soft lighting that says, yes, we conquer, but we also cuddle. And if the living room feels cinematic, wait until you descend into her private theater. A dark cocoon of comfort where velvet recliners and the faint scent of popcorn meet Dolby Atmos sound. It's where the couple hosts pre-premiere screenings with friends, casually watching themselves on screen like it's no big deal. Because for them, it really isn't. Now picture this. You open the sliding glass doors from the bedroom, and boom, the Los Angeles skyline greets you like an old friend. The infinity pool stretches into the horizon, reflecting the nightlights like liquid diamonds. It's serene, surreal, and slightly unfair that one person gets to own it. Priyanka often journals or meditates here, her piece framed by city lights and ambition. But every detail has intent. This mansion isn't just rich person aesthetics, it's balance in physical form. Fame meets stillness, chaos meets calm. The glass symbolizes transparency, the art symbolizes rebellion, the still water symbolizes the discipline behind the dream. It's all deliberate. And that's the Chopra signature. Nothing is accidental. Everything is earned. And speaking of earned, let's talk about the wheels that match the walls. Because when Priyanka steps out, the driveway is practically a Forbes list on 4 tires. From her sleek Audi Q7, her first LA ride, a humble nod to practicality, to the Mercedes Maybach S650, a romantic gift from Nick Jonas worth nearly $200,000. It's the kind of car that doesn't just arrive, it announces. But then the pièce de résistance, her Rolls-Royce Ghost. Black exterior, red leather interior, starlit ceiling. It's luxury's love letter to power. She first drove it to a Vanity Fair after-party, because of course she did. Price tag? $350,000. But the feeling of gliding through LA knowing you earned every ounce of it? Priceless. And here's the best part. Each car isn't just metal and wheels, it's a milestone. The Audi represents arrival, the Maybach represents love, and the Rolls-Royce? That's legacy on autopilot. The woman who once took the bus to school now has vehicles that could qualify as small art museums. It's poetic, it's powerful, and it's peak Priyanka. But here's the thing. Behind all that shine, there's a machine of discipline. A private gym enclosed in glass overlooking the hillside, sunlight bouncing off the dumbbells like motivation itself. She starts her mornings here. Yoga, strength training, meditation. It's where she fine-tunes the body that carries the ambition. And then, when the world slows down, the real Priyanka emerges. The one who craves peace over spotlight. Because while her mansion screams global success, her lifestyle whispers something quieter. Balance. So how did she build this empire? How does one go from a teenager dodging bullies to a Hollywood powerhouse with an $80 million fortune and a home that redefines luxury? Stick around, because what comes next isn't just about money or marble. It's about strategy, resilience, and how Priyanka Chopra turned her life into her ultimate luxury brand. Let's talk money, because Priyanka Chopra doesn't just make it. She multiplies it, massages it, and sends it on vacation to her real estate portfolio. Her empire is valued at around $80 million. And no, that's not joint wealth from Nick Jonas. That's Priyanka-level success, independently global, unapologetically ambitious. When it comes to money moves, she plays chess while others are still learning checkers. Her biggest financial win? Hollywood, specifically Quantico. The 2015 ABC series didn't just give America its first South Asian female lead. It gave Priyanka a paycheck that made accountants weep with joy, around $3 million per season. For context, that's roughly $100,000 an episode to look flawless, fight bad guys, and shatter glass ceilings on primetime TV. Talk about multitasking, and that was just the beginning. Quantico opened the floodgates, endorsement deals, red carpets, and international fame that money could measure, but pride couldn't. She went from being a Bollywood favorite to a global brand. But here's where it gets spicy. Priyanka isn't just rich because she's famous. She's famous because she's strategic. While most celebrities were chasing Birkin bags and impulsive brand collabs, she was buying equity. In 2016, she launched Purple Pebble Pictures, her production company that focuses on regional Indian films and untold stories. It's not just a business, it's a rebellion wrapped in a screenplay. And that's where her genius shows. She doesn't just act in front of cameras, she owns what's behind them. As she once said in an interview, "I don't invest in gold, I invest in ground." And she means it. 9 properties in India, 5 in Mumbai's most exclusive neighborhoods, others spread across Goa and Pune. In the US, the $20 million mansion in Encino. Because when Priyanka plants her roots, she does it in places where the soil appreciates faster than gossip. But it's not all boardrooms and blueprints. Her brand partnerships alone could fund a small nation. From Bulgari and Pantene to Levi's, Crocs, and even a few surprise ventures in tech and lifestyle startups. She's turned her name into a billion-dollar logo. Each campaign reflects a facet of her identity, fearless, elegant, and global. It's the kind of brand power that turns fame into currency, and Priyanka's been printing her own since 2010. And here's the kicker. Despite her glamorous life, she's not a buy-it-all spender. She's a calculated investor. Real estate, production, endorsements, royalties. Her money works harder than most people on a Monday morning. Now you might think the story ends there. Mansion, millions, movie deals. But nope. Priyanka Chopra doesn't just build wealth, she builds meaning. Because behind every red carpet moment is a woman who's constantly giving back. See, when Priyanka lost her father to cancer, she didn't just grieve, she turned pain into purpose. She donated over $70,000 to fund a cancer ward in Mumbai's Nanavati Hospital, which now bears his name. It wasn't a press move, it was personal. Every year, she quietly donates around 10% of her income to charity. And when you're earning what she does, that's not a little. That's millions. Through her own foundation, the Priyanka Chopra Foundation for Health and Education, she's helped hundreds of underprivileged children, especially young girls, gain access to education, medical care, and mentorship. And her humanitarian work doesn't stop at borders. As a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, she's traveled to refugee camps and health centers from Ethiopia to Bangladesh, bringing global attention to stories that don't make headlines. In 2020 alone, she helped UNICEF raise over $1 million for education and healthcare during the pandemic, while most of Hollywood was still figuring out how to work Zoom. And then there's her work with PETA, where she's used her influence to advocate for animal rights in ethical fashion, because apparently she's determined to save everything, the planet, the kids, and the style game. But that's what makes Priyanka's story different. She's not just a global celebrity, she's a global force. Her life is a masterclass in turning adversity into advantage, tragedy into transformation, and fame into influence that actually matters. And if you think her philanthropy slowed her down, think again. Priyanka has mastered the art of doing everything, everywhere, all at once, but without the multiverse chaos. Whether it's Hollywood premieres, UNICEF missions, or launching her own hair care line, she makes global domination look casual. But let's take a breather, because for all the luxury and legacy, the most fascinating part of her story isn't her wealth, it's her peace. When the world sees a superstar, she just sees a mom, a wife, a daughter, someone who still celebrates Diwali with fairy lights and home-cooked food. Which brings us to the softer side of Priyanka Chopra Jonas, the quiet, personal world behind the spotlight. And trust me, it's just as golden as her mansion views. They say behind every empire is a sanctuary, and for Priyanka Chopra Jonas, that sanctuary is her home. Not the marble one perched on the Hollywood hills, the emotional one, filled with warmth, laughter, and just enough chaos to remind you it's real life, not a Vogue shoot. Because here's the thing, behind the camera flashes and luxury car doors, Priyanka's favorite role isn't global superstar, it's mom. She and Nick Jonas live in that dreamy Los Angeles mansion with their little daughter, Malti Marie, who, by the way, already has a fan base that could rival a K-pop group. After spending her first 100 days in the neonatal intensive care unit, Malti became Priyanka's entire world, her anchor in the madness of fame. Priyanka has said, "She's my greatest joy," and judging by how she's wrapped around that baby's finger, that's an understatement. Mornings in the Chopra Jonas household? Picture sunlight pouring through glass walls, Malti's laughter bouncing off the marble floors, and Nick brewing coffee while Priyanka, yes, the same woman who conquered 2 film industries, is busy making breakfast and dodging toddler tantrums like an Olympic sport. And no, there are no red carpets here. Just love, pancakes, and a toddler trying to feed cereal to the family dog. When she's not filming or managing her business ventures, Priyanka keeps it simple. Yoga in the morning, phone on silent, family first. Sometimes she and Nick escape to their balcony with a glass of wine just to watch the sunset. No paparazzi, no pressure, just peace. Because when your life has been a nonstop sprint through fame, silence becomes the ultimate luxury. And yes, despite her global fame, Priyanka never left India behind. Every Diwali, she goes full Desi. Traditional outfits, handmade decorations, Bollywood playlists, and enough candles to make Los Angeles visible from space. Even Nick gets in on it, dressed in kurta pajamas, dancing awkwardly but enthusiastically. Proof that love really does conquer rhythm. Her mom, Dr. Madhu Chopra, often joins them. Because in Priyanka's world, success means nothing if it's not shared with the people who kept you grounded before the world tried to lift you too high. It's that mix of global stardom and traditional soul that makes her story feel so human. And while she's still in the game, starring in international projects like Heads of State, front-rowing fashion weeks, and producing new films, she's finally doing it on her terms. Gone are the days of saying yes to everything. Now she chooses projects that align with her family, her peace, and her purpose. Because once you've built an empire, the only thing left to protect is your time. But make no mistake, this isn't Priyanka slowing down. This is Priyanka getting sharper. The woman who once conquered Bollywood, then Hollywood, is now mastering her third act. The kind where ambition and motherhood coexist beautifully, without apology. She's living proof that you can be glamorous and grounded, fierce and feminine, ambitious and affectionate, all at once. And honestly, that's her real superpower. From Jamshedpur's dusty streets to the glittering hills of Los Angeles, Priyanka Chopra's journey isn't just a success story. It's a blueprint. A blueprint for dreamers who refuse to settle, for women who want the world and peace of mind, for anyone who believes they can rewrite the script, no matter where they start. Her mansion isn't just a symbol of luxury, it's a monument to perseverance. Every marble tile, every art piece, every glass wall looking out to the horizon, it all says the same thing. You can come from anywhere and end up everywhere. And that's the real flex, not the Rolls Royce, not the $20 million view, but the fact that Priyanka Chopra, once a bullied teenager in America, now walks the same streets as a global icon, humanitarian, mother, and mogul. So next time you see her glowing under the Hollywood sun, remember, that glow isn't just money or fame. It's the light of a woman who built everything from grit, grace, and pure willpower. And if that doesn't inspire you to chase your own empire, maybe you just need better lighting. If you love this peek inside Priyanka's world, her home, her hustle, her heart, hit that like button, share this video with your most ambitious friend, and subscribe for more stories that blend power with purpose. Because this isn't just luxury, it's legacy.